So we're going to go to the crime scene. So that would be the stage. Alright, let's get down to investigating, shall we?
Shit, I'm sorry.
So, on the break, we decided to try switching up Emma's voice.
Chelsea fired me.
Yeah. I made an executive decision. So, I don't know. I guess I can try to give her a nerdy girl voice.
She is a nerd.
She is a nerd.
That would be appropriate.
I'll try it. If it sucks, tell me and I'll change.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't move anything, or I'll get in big trouble. Fine, I promise. To only move the things I have to. Oh, Polly.
Apollo, you monster.
Well, I have my own investigation to conduct, but let me know if you need anything. It's kind of the opposite of Becky's Emma voice, because she, like, plugged her nose, and I'm, like, talking through my nose.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done any investigating.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's dive right in. You do remember how to do this, right? If you don't, I can give you a quick rundown.
I know how to ace attorney Athena.
Do you? No. But no, though.
I'm fine.
We're skipping this tutorial.
Don't worry about me. I've got it all locked away in the vault up here.
Good. And I'm sure it'll all come back to me, too. Or as we go along.
Wait, weren't you gonna give me the tutorial?
Maybe.
Wait, wasn't it you who just offered to give me a rundown?
Don't split hairs with me, Apollo.
Okay. Let's examine. Hi, Emma. Emma, can I ask you a question? Shh! This is the best part! She won't even look this way. Ooh, what great prints! Another set for my collection!
You should give her
Yeah.
a laugh
Uh-huh.
that involves snorting.
I don't know if I can snort. No, I don't know how to snort. That's you.
Oh, yeah. She certainly seems to enjoy her work, doesn't she?
This is what they call a set piece.
Thank you, Apollo.
It's a piece of the onstage scenery. It suddenly fell down after the body was revealed, if I remember correctly.
Just as the brave heroine scream... Oh, is that screams?
Mm-hmm.
Screams. The spell on the dragon broke. Losing its wings, the dragon falls to the ground. That moment marked the change of Truce... The collapse of Trucy's magical kingdom.
Magic, huh? Yeah, sure. The timing was so perfect, I'd be genuinely surprised if it was magic.
So, okay. So, the dragon falling is obviously like a smokescreen, right?
Yeah.
To distract everybody, to move evidence around and fuck everything up.
Yeah. I'm also thinking, like, you know how Trucy said Mr. Hat gets pulled up to the ceiling and bumps into some sort of pillow thing?
Yeah.
But maybe the pillow thing wasn't there, and he crashed into the dragon.
Yeah.
And that knocked it down.
Yeah. Someone like purposefully removed the pillow.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because they moved it because they needed to use it for something, or they wanted the dragon to fall down.
I feel like they must have wanted the dragon to fall down. It seems like it goes with the theme of misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed to be hit on pretty hard. Anyway. Ooh, I've seen something like this before. It's like that game where you stick swords into a barrel until a little man inside pops up.
What game was you talking about?
Haven't you played that game, Chelsea? It's very popular.
Huh, that doesn't sound like any game I've ever heard of.
Really? It's pretty famous in Europe. Did you have anything to play as a kid?
Oh, you know us simple Americans. We're happy with just a hoop and a stick. You're not that old, Apollo.
Wow. Apollo is immortal, maybe?
That video camera is pointed right at the stage. I wonder what it recorded. I want to take a peek, but Emma would... Wow, this residue data is so fascinating. She's so fixated on that bloodstain data. Her eyes are getting bloodshot.
Blood everywhere! Quick, Apollo! While Emma's off in forensic fantasy land. Let's see what's recorded on that camera.
Is this just gonna be that video again? Yeah.
Yeah. That video that we're gonna watch 19,000 times?
Yeah.
Hooray. Love you, Ace Attorney.
Do you see anything in the background that might be important later?
No.
So there was a smoke screen, there was Mr. Hat getting flung up.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I think I saw Mr. Hat going up again later. Like his shadow.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. Also, this version doesn't have any music. Lame.
Lame.
I feel like this is the first time we actually have seen the back of Truce's hair.
Oh, yeah. Finally, all of the mysteries are revealed. Run!
Yeah, see, there was that... The shadow went up again.
Oh, yeah. 2 Mr. Hats?
It's the same video we saw on TV where you can't see the body at all.
Apollo, did you notice a strange shadow in that footage?
Yes, I did. No, why?
I don't think it was my imagination, but I'm pretty sure I saw something.
A strange shadow, huh? I wonder what it was.
We have one of these in the office, too, don't we?
Yeah, that poor magic prop we use as a shelving unit. I'd kinda like to see Trucy perform this trick sometime.
Well, we both know you'd be the one to be in the box if she ever did.
I feel bad for the prop, but it can stay a shelving unit in that case. Oh hey, this is a curtain. I wonder what's behind it. The backstage area. There's magic equipment and stuff like that back there. I'll open it a crack and check it out later. You weren't thinking of opening that curtain, were you? Who, me? Why would I ever do such a thing like that? Rats. Guess I'll have to ask her to open it for me later.
Rats.
Rats.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can change angles now too.
So fancy.
So this is the coffin the dead body appeared from. I actually haven't examined that yet. Would you two mind giving me a hand?
No sweat.
Trucy said the coffin was supposed to be empty when she stabbed it. So how did the victim even get in there?
I bet there's a secret deal or something. Door. And deal. I still think that's true too.
It sure is an oddly shaped thing, isn't it? Who knew it could unfold into something like this? Well, I heard that since it's used for magic tricks, the left and right panels are made to be interchangeable. That's not important. How that helps with magic tricks, though, I have no idea. Magic tricks. I'm sure they'll make use of it in some way we can't even imagine. A white outline, huh? So this is where the body was.
What exactly did it look like just after the incident occurred, I wonder?
Oh, I have a photo of the crime scene. Here you go.
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. It looks like he was stabbed in the back.
Literally.
But
shouldn't he have been stabbed from the side?
A contradiction.
Yes, that's definitely what killed him. What's this thing around his waist? It's a stunt harness. A stunt wire can be attached to it, so the person can float and fly through the air. Come to think of it, he did fly in Act 1, didn't he?
Yes.
Crime photo.
Oh, our evidence.
Wait a minute. It looks like the bottom of the coffin opens too.
Ooh, a secret door. Let's try opening it. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Score. It seems to lead someplace under the stage. Go away.
That's right. It goes to the understage passage.
It's pitch black down there. Hold on. I think I see something glowing faintly. It's hard to make anything out from up here.
If you try to go down there, the magicians will get mad at you. Apparently, there are things down there that will give away secrets behind their tricks.
We're gonna go down there. Well, that sucks. It's all right there, and we can't even check it out. This is bullshit.
We're definitely gonna have to examine that understage passage at some point, though. Probably like investigation day 2.
Chelsea, I hate this magician code garbage. Ouch.
Sorry.
Apollo, look! There's a secret door in the back panel of the coffin. Do you think that Mysterious could have entered the coffin through there? No, it's impossible.
If he could have done it without Trucy noticing, then maybe.
It's like two magicians trying to out-magic one another right under each other's noses. For my next magic trick, I will get murdered by my assistant. Ha-ha!
Foolproof.
I am a great magician.
Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything else here. Let's look at this.
Wow. The dragon is a lot more... is a lot more handmade than I expected.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you how many hours I put into that freaking thing.
What?
Apollo did it.
Did you get paid, Apollo? Are you on the credits? What? You made it?
Trucy had me help put it together. You know, as her assistant.
Oh, you're that kind of assistant, I see. She has you wrapped around her little finger, doesn't she?
Trucy's smile has some kind of magical power that makes it impossible to say no. Aw.
Aww.
Polly's such a good big brother.
Polly's such a good boy. Who is her brother?
No.
I said who is her brother.
There's a sword here. It's covered in blood. Must be the murder weapon. They just left it there?
Emma's really doing a great job here. Trucy said she was sure that she switched it out with the rubber one.
Unfortunately, this certainly doesn't look like it's made of rubber. Hey Emma. Were there any fingerprints on the sword?
Let's see. According to my data, no prints were found. But that could be because the culprit wiped them off.
Come to think of it, Trucy was wearing gloves during the show. So she certainly wouldn't have left any prints either.
Huh?
Something isn't right. It just doesn't make any sense.
What's the matter, Apollo? You're making the weird thinking face again.
How did what should have been a rubber sword get switched with a metal one? Plus, the timing of that dragon set piece falling down. Wasn't that just a little too convenient? Something just isn't sitting right.
No. Ground control to Major Apollo. Can you hear me, Major Apollo?
Athena! I think I've got it! I think somebody switched Trucy's rubber sword for the metal one.
No. No!
Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney.
He's a brilliant man.
Is you.
Hmm?
To pin the murder on her.
Someone switched the swords? But when could they have done that?
When everyone was too busy to notice. Somebody could have switched Trucy's rubber sword with a metal one right before the trick, after the set piece fell, or during Trucy's trick. I mean, it has to be before the trick.
That's just what Ace Attorney wants you to think. It was during the trick.
Should we get more dialogue by choosing wrong answers?
Yeah, let's do that.
During Trucy's trick, maybe?
And how would they have done that?
Well, they would just, If I knew how they did it, I could be a magician too.
In other words, you have absolutely no idea. I think I would have been pretty hard to switch it during the trick.
Well, in that case, somebody could have switched it after it fell. After the set piece fell, everybody in the audience was kicked out of the theater. In the ensuing chaos, somebody could have carried out a cover-up operation. Any one of the stagehands or show personnel could have done it before the police arrived.
So what you're saying is somebody's actively trying to frame Trucy for the crime.
Wait, was that the right answer?
I think that was the right answer.
Yes, some disgusting individual is trying to get away with murder.
So it's someone related to the show.
There's definitely a very high chance of that. Now, if we could just figure out who it is. Let's see. What else do we need to do on the stage? Emma, did you find any fingerprints on the coffin?
Actually, I haven't checked yet. I was going to do that at the end. I like to save the best for last.
Oh my god.
We aren't exactly talking about dessert here.
Oh, but we are. Would you like to partake in my delicious dessert? I don't mind sharing.
Is it Snickers?
No, it's luminol. She drinks it now. That's why she's so happy all the time.
Oh no.
Oh, yes, please. There's always room for dessert, right?
Alright, I guess I'll join you too. So, could you show us how you check for prints, Emma?
No, I know how she does it.
Sure, let's start with the basics. As you know, fingerprints are an excellent way of identifying someone. That's because no two people have the same set of fingerprints, not even twins.
So if we find the only prints in the coffin, so if we find any prints on the coffin, they might lead us to the killer.
If the culprit was dumb enough to leave prints behind, sure. Let's go ahead and test for prints now.
Boy, I hope Trucy's prints aren't on the coffin.
Let's see.
Oh, do we only have a limited amount of fingerprint powder?
That can't be right.
This looks like a promising spot. Try dusting the area with fingerprint powder. Keep tapping the touchscreen until the powder covers the surface thoroughly. When you're done, blow into the mic to get rid of the excess powder.
What is this mic?
This mic right here.
The powder in this bottle is all we have to work with.
Oh, it is limited.
If you run out, try blowing into the mic. Any excess powder will be returned to the bottle.
That's definitely how that works.
What? That's... no.
Alright, I think I'm ready to give it a try.
Magic. Oh! Looks like a hand.
Yeah.
This is a little silly.
Is the turning silly?
This is a little excessive.
I mean, I'm doing this. I don't know what else it expects me to do. Also, apparently I don't have to actually blow in the mic anymore.
No.
I did it. Why? That's just... Oh yeah, also it's got a little thing where if you accidentally skip some dialogue or something, you can look at what they said.
That's handy.
Yeah. So like I'm doing this.
I just keep
Am I just-
at it.
Am I missing like the one square that I need to print?
Chelsea, I hate to say it, but yeah, probably.
Yeah. That happened to me in the other times you have to use fingerprint powder.
Yeah. Gameplay, the likes of which has never been seen before. That's the cannon sound of Apollo blowing.
Am I supposed to like... I can't go to a different section of the coffin.
Right.
Of all the parts to get stuck on.
I love it. Oh,
There.
you did it.
You found some prints. Looks like the fingers of somebody's left hand.
I always think of that one Animaniacs part joke. I found prints!
Fingerprints?
Fingerprints! I don't think so.
Now, let's try comparing these with the ones we have on file. First, touch Analyze L to select a print. Next, select the print you want to analyze and confirm.
So
This one.
This. No. Here. I've got a pretty clear print here. I wonder whose it is.
Juicy's.
I have the prints of everyone involved in the case right here. Just choose the person whose prints you'd like to compare the sample against.
Oh hey, it was the Blue Badger. Well, the last person who was in the coffin was...
Me. Apollo. It was Phoenix Wright. It was Emma Sky. It's a match.
Clearly the same print.
Are these the same? I don't know. Let's put this line over it a few times. Nice.
Solve the case.
Well, good job, team. Not guilty.
Bingo! Looks like the prints belong to the deceased Mr. Ruiz.
Well, if we find prints here, maybe we can find them elsewhere in the coffin too. I want to dust the entire coffin.
Yay!
Guess I'll try
Gameplay.
dusting for more prints. Okay.
I love this game. It's the greatest game you can play.
Let's try this one. There, I found some.
These prints are apparently Mr. Rios's too. Shall we try looking for prints on the outside of the coffin for now?
Yes, let's.
Yes! Let's. What a joy.
This time you'll be able to rotate the coffin and look at it from different angles.
Oh, good.
That'll give you a chance to examine it thoroughly.
Oh, good.
If you ever get stuck or confused, you can always touch reset.
Okay. If I find any prints, I'll choose one to run against your data. Just like before.
Can't you do this, Emma? I'm a busy man.
Let's try...
Where's like the hole
Here.
that the sword made?
Yeah, I think it's here.
Okay. Oh my god. Blow, Apollo. Use your iron lungs to blow all the powder away. Not iron lungs, cords of steel.
Yeah.
This joke doesn't make sense anymore.
Nope. Is this a fingerprint? No,
Aw.
just residue.
Emma's goofing on us. She just gave us a lot of cocaine to sprinkle on the coffin to get us thrown in prison.
Oh no.
And then we have to call Phoenix and get him to get all three of us off the hook. Phoenix, this might be your most convoluted case yet.
And the problem is, like, there's so much surface area.
Right, it's huge.
I don't know.
This is a fun mini game, and by fun I mean extremely tedious.
Maybe I'll try this bottom latch.
Sure. Maybe there's just no fingerprints and the game is tricking us. The developers thought it would be fun to pad out gameplay by giving us an item with no fingerprints on it.
Did
Oh.
Sissel invent this game?
Yeah. No, slapped the laptop.
I don't... Also, there doesn't seem to be a way for me to zoom out.
Oh, really?
It's kind of annoying.
I know this isn't an iPhone, but can you, like, pinch it to zoom out? I literally know that's not how this works, but can you do that? I'm gonna have dreams about this.
Do you think I'm like missing something obvious?
I don't think so. I would assume immediately that the fingerprints would be by, like, the sword slots.
Yeah, I would think either the sword slots or the bottom, because that's like where the trapdoor is.
Right.
But I'm like...
Yeah, that's where the door would be. Ugh.
I'm not seeing any fingerprints here.
There you go. Fresh start. Chelsea, if I die, can you please let me be buried in a replica coffin of that?
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll sprinkle cocaine all over it and blow.
Thank you. You'll sprinkle blow all over it and blow.
There's like nothing here.
I wish that there was an option to, like, this game would give me to dunk the whole coffin in cocaine and then just take a leaf blower to it. There! I found the fingerprints! The thing that, like, really is crazy too is that, like, it's not like you're putting a little bit of powder on it.
Yeah.
Like, this is like gigantic packets of powder at a time.
Good thing all the powder that I blow magically returns to the bottle.
Good thing. I'm glad there's so much magic in this magic game.
I'm like going everywhere.
At least this jam is really hot. At least this is a tight jam.
At least I don't have to actually blow on it. I would get rather winded after a while.
Yeah. You don't need to pass out on stream. Oh boy. I can't believe they're making us do this.
Did I find something?
Did you? Do thine eyes deceive thee?
I don't know. No. Not there. How's this, Emma? That print is from the base of a palm. You want to get prints from the fingers and the thumb, so why don't you give it another try?
Oh, good. Oh, good, Emma. Thank
Okay,
you.
so if that's from a palm, that means the fingerprints are here. There.
Yes. Yes, God, please, yes.
There. I got a print.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'll just check it against my data. Huh? That's funny. Doesn't match the prints of anyone involved in this case.
Oh, God.
Convenient. Really? None of them? How can that be?
Yeah, how can that be?
Do you
I
have the
wonder.
prints of the bunny girl or the producer? Now then, I wonder if I can find any more prints. I don't want to find more prints, Apollo.
Why is this game doing this? Ace Attorney and the Prince. The Prince of Justice. This part of the game will be forever imprinted into my subconscious.
Fingerprinted.
Chelsea, are the jokes helping, or are they making you wish for death's sweet embrace faster?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Did you find a thing?
Maybe.
I like those odds.
I found another print. Judging from its position and location, it might be made when someone put its lid on the coffin. Let's see now. There was one part during the show where someone put the lid on, after Trucy got into the coffin. Therefore, this print should belong to...
It's, I don't know if that's a match. They're kind of similar.
Kinda.
Yes.
This doesn't help though, we already know she closed the coffin.
I know. You know, probably...
Looks
maybe.
like the print belongs to that bunny girl. Let's see.
Come to think of it, she did put the lid on the coffin during the show.
But is she wearing gloves? Oh no, I guess not. Just cuffs.
Very clear metaphor here.
That's probably when she left her print on the lid. It doesn't help anything.
But we did get to do it. So I guess there's that.
It looks like about all the prints we're gonna find. To sum everything up, the prints we found belong to the victim, Mysterious, the bunny assistant, Bonnie, and some third unidentified person.
Apollo's dad. But that's strange. We didn't see anyone else up there on the stage during the show. Does this mean some outsider was up there? Somebody unrelated to the show?
It was Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat killed him.
God damn it, Mr. Hat.
I guess we can't really say at this point.
Well, thank goodness we didn't find any of Trucy's fingerprints, right?
But that's only because Trucy was wearing gloves. Hey Emma, there's something else that's been bothering me about the prints.
No.
Don't you think there's something odd about Mr. Rios' prints?
Odd? What's odd about them?
Well, if Mr. Rios was standing in the coffin facing forward, he would have left prints like this, right? But when we look at the actual prints, they're facing backwards. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hey, what do you know? You're right.
That's right, I'm right. I'm Phoenix. Oh, wait, I'm Apollo Justice.
I wonder how they wound up like that.
Maybe he was accidentally facing the wrong way at first, but then turned around.
No, the coffin is much too small for a guy his size to turn around in. About all he would have been able to manage is maybe a little bit of twisting.
Then it really doesn't make sense, does it?
I think I might have hit on something major here. Oh, I have just one more question, Emma.
Oh yeah? What is it?
Mr. Rios was stabbed in the back, right? But if he was standing in the coffin like this, how would that have worked?
Oh, right. That. The lead prosecutor has an explanation, actually. He thought that the victim might have tried to dodge the sword as it came into the coffin. So maybe he twisted his body and the sword ended up stabbing in the back. That's his theory anyway.
I see. I guess that sounds plausible.
Yeah, real plausible.
How convenient.
How convenient. Well, I guess that about wraps up our investigation of the stage.
Actually, there's still the area behind the curtain. Don't you know when...
Want to know?
Don't you want to know what's back there?
Sure do. But Emma told us not to move or touch anything, remember?
Will you quit staring at me? Fine, I'll go open it for you.
Wow, look at you, flaunting your lady killer eyes.
Haha, I have my ways.
I'm only doing this so I don't get charged with animal abuse for not throwing you a bone.
I guess puppy eyes can be just as effective.
Alright, I'll be back. Well, go on and investigate to your heart's content. But before you move anything...
I know. We'll be sure to ask first.
Oh, by the way, just examine the backstage to move to the area behind the curtain.
Okay, time to get investigating. Well, we should probably take a quick little break before we do this.
Quick break!
We'll be right back.